It's estimated that 60% of IKEA purchases are impulse buys. And the company's own creative director has said that only 20% of the store's purchases are based on actual shopper needs. It's like IKEA makes it almost impossible for you to leave with just the stuff you came for. All of this unplanned buying has earned IKEA an enviable position in the struggling retail landscape. As of 2021, it boasts $47.6 billion in annual retail sales, 458 stores in 61 countries, 775 million store visits plus 5 billion web visits per year, and 25,000 global employees. On the surface, this success may seem a bit perplexing because the IKEA way of doing business is extremely unorthodox. It sells meatballs and lamps under the same roof. It has been described as both Disneyland for adults and a nightmare landscape. And the idea of spending an afternoon stuck in a one-way maze, then going home and assembling your own bookcase, isn't exactly appealing, is it? But these eccentricities are intentionally engineered to get you to make unplanned purchases and come back for more. Let's start with regular retail store layout as used by most shops and stores in the world. In general, retailers design their stores with 3 goals in mind. Intelligibility. Easy to understand the floor plan so you can go straight to what you want. Accessibility. Easy to navigate and to find items to buy. A clear visual field. Exposure to products and the lay of the land so you can see related items. But here's the twist. IKEA breaks all of these rules. Inside its stores, customers are led through a preordained one-way path that winds through 50-plus room settings. The average IKEA store is 30,000 square feet, the equivalent of about 5 football fields, and their typical shopper ends up walking almost a mile. Want a lamp? You're gonna have to walk past cookware, rugs, and toilet brushes to get there. This serves several purposes. It forces wider product exposure. At most retail shops, customers only lay eyes on 33% of all the items for sale. The IKEA layout herds shoppers past its entire catalog, so you see almost 99% of its products. It creates a false sense of scarcity. When shoppers pass by items they're on the fence about, they're inclined to just put them in the cart because they don't want to backtrack through the one-way maze later on. It also creates a sense of mystery. Every 50 feet, the path breaks left. Shoppers never know what's around the next turn, stoking their desire to continue exploring. And buying. Alan Penn, a professor of architecture at University College London, who has studied IKEA store layouts, calls it a psychological weapon used to drive unintended consumption and increased expenditure. IKEA has mastered the use of a psychological principle called the Gruen effect, when the layout of a store is so bewildering that it makes you forget the original reason you came to the store, leading to increased impulse buys. Is there any payback for us shoppers at IKEA? Researchers at Boston University and the Wharton School studied hundreds of IKEA catalogs in 6 different countries between 1994 and 2010 and found that many of the company's products actually get cheaper over time. The main ingredient of the company's affordability is a technique called flat packing. Plus, food courts drive furniture sales. IKEA may be a home furnishing store, but it also reels in $2.4 billion in food sales per year, 5% of its overall revenue. To put that into perspective, if you were to look at the IKEA food operation as a standalone entity, it would rank as one of the 50 highest grossing food chains in the world. Why, you might ask, are there food courts in a furniture store? The IKEA founder, I. Kemprad, originally integrated food courts into his stores back in 1958. His rationale was simple. It's difficult to do business with someone on an empty stomach. So if you come away from IKEA with a bit more than you bargained, just think nothing washes away remorse like a plate of Swedish meatballs.